CB Tech Stuff, it's me back again. This is going to be another short boat, well it's going to be just a short video anyway, on the boat. Today I am going to be installing this radio I bought off Amazon. It's supposed to be marine grade. It's a Boss 616 UAB. Does not have a CD player in it, but it does have Bluetooth and USB. It comes with a remote, and I got this cover to go on it. Hopefully it'll fit. It's a different brand, but should fit. I am a little sad though, because I just saw that one of my fish died. My blue gourami, Houdini, my crawdad. He's still in there, and I still got Bob the bait fish. Anyway, let's get into it. Alright, just finished hooking up the harnesses. That's the power harness and the speaker harness. I actually had to run to the hardware store and get a piece of speaker wire. It's not really speaker wire per se. I think this is a lamp cord. Cheapest they had. It'll work. One of the wires was too short. Hopefully you got this all wired together right. I kind of had to go off of the old harness, and this is the old harness. It's a single bit. This went to the old radio that I pulled out of here. I think these are both just car radios. It'll work though. I hope. Debating whether to put this on a toggle switch. I bought a toggle switch just in case. I'll have to see how much power usage it has, or see if it still has power usage without the key in it. Alright, it's a possible problem. The hole for the old radio is much bigger than what the marine cover can actually cover. It also is going to make things difficult because of mounting screws. It's like a full 1.5 inches at the top and about 1 inch on the side. I may have to get creative here. Well, looks like this speaker doesn't work. The other one does though. Alright, so the radio works. I did figure out that it does not need the key in it to run. One speaker works, the one under the wheel anyway. The other one doesn't. Those are some old freaking speakers too. The other one's pretty rough. I looked at it, it was pretty rusty. That's the one I bought the wire for to splice too, so that's kind of annoying. Maybe the wire's okay, maybe it's just the speaker. I'll find out. What I'll do is I'll order some, like, just a pair of cheap, like, Pile brand speakers off of Amazon, or I don't know, maybe we can see what I can find at Walmart. Nothing fancy. Waterproof ones, of course. Well, I probably will put the radio power on a toggle switch, because apparently even when I turn it off, the little clock display still runs. It's probably going to run down the battery. And that's going to be all for today. Next time I will possibly be replacing the speakers. Update on the boat project. And yes, I'm calling it the SS Penny Pincher. This is temporary. I got some other letters to replace that to make it look better. That's just what I had on hand. I figured out why the left-hand side speaker doesn't work. And, well, that's why. Somehow or another the wire got cut. It was running inside the gasket that was running along this edge here. This one's already been spliced before, it looks like. And it goes around to the other, up, under, through, and the other side. Rather than running to get more speaker wire like I did last time, I am going to just use this piece of extension cord that I had laying around in the shed. It's about the same size gauge anyway, it's perfect. So I'm going to run a fish tape from one side to the other, pull it through, hook it up, test it, see if it works. And I'm also going to put a toggle switch in on the radio, that way I can shut the power off. Alright, it's drizzling outside, so I had to cover the boat back up. But here's what I bought to finish off the radio. This is a marine antenna I bought off of Amazon. It was like $8. It's one of those you can easily hide it away. It's a dipole antenna. It just plugs into the back of the radio. For some reason the radio doesn't work without that, which I think is pretty freaking stupid. And these were the speakers I went with. These are just some cheap Pile 4-inch cone speakers, waterproof. I might not even need these, since the wire appears to be the issue. We'll find out. And if that's the case, I'll probably just return these. Alright. So I get the speaker pulled out. It actually looks good, and there's enough space in there I can run in the new wire. This is just the reconnector. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these on. Get 2 of those. They should fit perfectly. Pull the wire tighter to get it all in, and then hook it up. Yeah, that one screw wouldn't come out. It was stripped. The other ones came right out though. been a couple of days. It is finally, it's May 2nd. The weather is great. Of course, I had to get a lot of water off the boat cover again, but the weather's great. We're gonna finish the project. I already got the wire pulled, so that was from last time. Today's main objective is to, well, finish it. Just finished pulling the wire tight. You gotta run up under here. I don't know how well you can see. I know it's dark up here. You gotta run up under here, and I used these little zip ties with the screw hole and some 1-inch self-tapping screws to hold it up in here to keep it from getting snagged. And now I'm about to hook up this wire to my already jerry-rigged wiring system, and I'm probably also going to go ahead and put in the toggle switch. Well, the other speakers are good, and the radio antenna I bought works. I'm going to finish this by putting in this toggle switch and then cleaning up the wires with some zip ties. Alright, so I just spent probably the last half hour trying to figure out why the radio wasn't working after I put in the toggle switch. I tried directly wiring it back and it still wasn't coming on, so I got to looking around underneath the dash. Lo and behold, this was the fuse. I don't know how you can tell, but the lighting's kind of off on my camera here, but these ends were rusted, and when I went to pull on it, it just broke. And that was the wire leading to the radio accessory rail. And this is what one of the good fuses looks like. I think it's a Bus AGC 20 amp. I swapped one of the fuses in with that where that one was, and sure enough the radio works fine on the toggle switch. So I'm probably gonna go run to the hardware store real quick and go get some of these if they got them. Do that, and then I can tidy up the wires under the dash and I'll be done. Alright, I picked up some new fuses. They're a little bit different, but the same brand, MDL brand. The old ones are Bus brand. It's the old one right there. It's got the regular flat filament in it. The other ones, two of them have a flat filament, the other one's got a spring style filament. It's kind of interesting. They're 20 amp, 32 volt AGC MDL style. So swap those out and we should be good to go. Alright, so that's fixed. Works just fine now. Tied up the wires. I had to readjust the antenna a little bit. Turns out the antenna is affected by some interference, with the majority of it being tucked up under the dash. Picks up some stations okay and some stations not so okay, but I mean, it comes down to it. I'll load up some music on a thumb drive, or I'll just play music from Bluetooth from my phone. The radio is nice to have though, especially for listening for weather. I don't know, the speakers work and everything's hooked up good. I guess I can go ahead and return these. And maybe in the next week or two, I can actually take the boat out on the water. See if, make sure it doesn't leak. That'll be interesting. But right now I got the cover off of it, and I'm trying to let it dry out. The carpet is kind of soaked from condensation, humidity, and the fact that the cover has a hole in it, which I really need to replace. Thanks for tuning in.